You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, it was Aaron Rodgers Tuesday on the Pat McAfee Show. Now, last week we had sort of what was supposed to be a bombshell report from Diana Rossini, but all these things involving the fact that Woody Johnson wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers. It came out, Aaron Rodgers wanted to play in 2025, and that he did not want to play with the New York Jets. Well, Aaron Rodgers has addressed some of these rumors, a couple of them. The other one was, remember, he was hurt, hamstring, knee, something like that. And supposedly he was stopping them from doing medical scans. Now, I did say out there, look, there is a world where a quarterback could say he's hurt and float it out there so teams have it in the back of their mind. Well, if Aaron Rodgers is 100%, then he's going to be better than half the league maybe at quarterback, even at 40 years old. A lot of people don't exactly know what to believe at this point. But we do know one thing. Aaron Rodgers flat come out and address these issues today on the Pat McAfee Show, and here we are.
As far as my future goes, I haven't told anybody in my life that I want to play in 2025 and not on the Jets. So that's 100% false. I actually said the opposite. You know, I said that I'm going to wait and see what happens with at the end of the season, and if they want me back, and what happens with Brick, and what happens with the offensive staff, and obviously the GM at the time, and then they just fired Joe. There's a lot of things out of my control when it comes to that. But I've really enjoyed my time in New York. I mean, obviously we haven't had success that we've all wanted to have, but I've made some great friendships on the team. I've enjoyed living in Jersey. I've enjoyed time in the city. I've enjoyed getting to know the fans. And I came here to win here. So I'm not jumping off ship, like, oh, I definitely want to play and not in New York. Like, I don't even know if I want to play yet, but New York would be my first option.
Okay, so he's saying New York will be his first option if he decides to continue to play. Now, question is, New York Jets, new coach, Rex Ryan, John Gruden, whoever. And it makes me wonder, who would Aaron Rodgers want to play for between the two? My gut instinct would be John Gruden, but I don't know that for sure. But I would think he'd be like, well, Super Bowl winning coach. Maybe we can do something here. I don't know. I don't know if there'd be a full reset, and who knows whether or not New York's going to want him. That's the other problem. Now, question is, what about this? They could cut or release him before the end of the season. That got floated out there. Well, I guess we would have to see where that would go. I don't know that Daniel Jones, I haven't seen that he's been picked up, even though supposedly there's teams lining up. Would teams line up to pick up Aaron Rodgers if he was to get cut this year? My gut feeling is, yeah, somebody would pick him up. To be a starter, I don't know. I mean, I don't know where that would necessarily fit in. He might just say, well, I'm going to set out the rest of the year and decide if I want to come back next year. The chatter around Rodgers' health was amplified over the weekend when NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reported that the 10-time Pro Bowler, quote, resisted getting scans done, not wanting to reveal severity of injuries out of fear of having to come off the field. Rodgers, who has battled ankle, hamstring, and knee injuries throughout the season, said Tuesday that he has a great rapport with the team's medical personnel. Quote, when it comes to scans, first of all, played 20 years, I know my body better than anybody. Second of all, I have a great relationship with the doctors on staff, and we have a lot of great conversations where they diagnosed what I was dealing with, and I told them how I was feeling, and we talked about the possibilities of playing and rehabbing and what we could take, and there was no mandate ever. You got to get this scan. And then I was like, I ain't effing getting that scan. It was, listen, How do you feel? I told them I know my body well. What do you see in your diagnosis? Okay, what are the risks in playing? What are the likelihood of playing? What is the treatment I got to do to get back? And that was that. There wasn't any weirdness around it, normal conversations. Rodgers says he feels good after the Jets bye week. That's going to be a little interesting knowing he got a little extra rest. If he was injured, is he going to feel better? I don't know. You just feel like no matter what, the Jets season is over. Tuesday's appearance comes on the heels of a dizzying month for the Jets that included the firing of general manager Joe Douglas and speculation about Rodgers' future. Super Bowl winning quarterback turns 41 next week. Yikes. Expressed interest in playing next year, stating earlier this month, yeah, I think so. Well, he just told the Pat McAfee show he wasn't quite sure if he did in fact want to play next year, but the New York Jets would be the first option. I don't know how this is going to go at all. You know, there's one of the Jets' biggest problems now after this situation with Saleh and Joe Douglas, particularly Joe Douglas, because he's so respected around the league. Hell, so's Robert Saleh, to be honest with you. But Joe Douglas in particular is Woody Johnson may end up having an issue with getting quality candidates to want to coach, right? If I was him, I'd go with a former head coach of some kind. And Rex Ryan makes sense in the fact that he's the last coach that had real success, and he's tight with the owner, you know? But John Gruden wants back in the league. He's got Super Bowl pedigree. So there's that. And he's an offensive mind, sort of one of these offensive gurus. And he's got a kind of a smart mouth. He loves to banter with his quarterbacks, which you would think might be a perfect person to pair him up with Aaron Rodgers. I get the notion just from looking at comments. For example, under that Pat McAfee snippet we got that we just played, fans don't want him back. Or at least the overwhelming consensus majority looks like NFL fans are calling for Aaron Rodgers to hang it up and not go any further with the career. I think a lot of people just believe, look, Aaron Rodgers got old. All right? He got old. I did a video the other day, and it was a statistic I didn't even know, but he had not thrown for 300 yards in a game since December 12th of 2021. And I was like, that's never a good sign. And his yards per attempt has steadily went down. Usually also a sign of aging in a quarterback. There we go, right? I don't know. It's a mess. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.